Hey guys, good morning everyone. It's April 22nd, 2:30 in the morning here in the Philippines, and you're with Miss JD once again for another episode of our daily stock market insights. And in this video, I am going to cover the most trending stocks in the Philippine market. So if this is the type of video you'd like to watch, I'm inviting you to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always updated whenever I have new videos. Okay, so also feel free to drop a comment if you'd like your stocks to be reviewed so I can prioritize it on my next review. Alright, so let us start and let's begin with the index. By the way, I'm using a Bollinger Band as my indicator over here. And you will also notice that I have volume and my RSI. So I pretty much just have a very straightforward and simple set of indicators that I use to analyze my charts. So what do we have here for our index? We ended red today with a 94.94% decline from yesterday's performance. So as you can see, our yellow line here in our Bollinger Band is our MA20 or moving average in the past 20 days. Therefore, as you notice, each time, since we're moving below the MA20 line, each time we go near this yellow line or near the MA20 line, we're experiencing some rejections. And so far, based on how we've been performing in the past few days, we are still respecting the yellow line as our resistance level. Therefore, we are still on the bearish side. I am on the bearish side in terms of my outlook for the index as a whole. Most likely, most of our stocks within the index are still on the defensive mode. Probably a lot of them are still doing either sideways or on a decline, right? Let's take a look. Sorry, I kept coughing. So let's take a look at the trending stocks here. Let's go to all stocks. And then we sort it according to the trades. Alright, look at Ali. So for Ali, for how many days now, each time I talk about Ali, it's still on a bearish side. Looks like we're still not over, we're not done yet, and look at this. We might even be going down some more. Yeah, the volume of our the selling pressure is still increasing, right? So ideally, the outlook that we want to see here is that if it is already the end of the decline, chances are what we should see is also a declining volume as we go down. So that's what we are anticipating, and then after that volume going down, there should be a transition of a volume that's going to pick up again, and pair that with the candlestick right here, and that should indicate now a change in direction. So let me just put it here first. Me pegging it at this level for our next support. Reason for that is I see a support previously at this level, and then you got a resistance right here and some consolidation over here. So that simply validates that this 32 area will potentially be a significant level. We could be moving sideways first before we change the direction to the upside after that. Okay, I'm trying to look for a perfect scenario. So I think this is the nearest that I can see, right? So we are declining as we go towards the bottom over here. Well, there were as we go down, and then we started to pick up. Actually, the volume started to pick up. So most likely the aggressive investors may have already entered here, or probably the traders may have already entered right here, and then they just waited for it to move up. But definitely, as you notice, we go a decrease in the volume first, and then we pick up again, as we know, as we go near the bottom, because at this point in time, your buyers, buyers may already be actively participating here, in adding or accumulating volume at this point. That's the reason why you would notice an increasing volume. Same with this one. So we were declining, right? And as we go down, we should be seeing a decrease in the volume, and then slowly we started picking up, and we started picking up right here. There you go. So good job for those people who may have already entered right here. You will see that the volume has slightly increased, but it was supported by the following day when you got your green. So you always pair that. It's not 100% just merely referring to the volume when you make a decision. You also have to marry it with a kind of candlestick that is forming, and wherever it is situated. But for me, I can easily tell you that at this point, this is indeed a support, given that another set of indicator that I see accumulation at this point. Each time it touches this area, there's a bounce that's happening, and then I look at the volume, and then I see increasing volume after we reach a support. Then that could be a perfect entry. So that's how we look at it. But again, guys, it takes practice. Even myself, I don't have the perfect entry. I'm telling you that I don't have the perfect entry, but in most cases, at least I get to profit out of it. Another thing that I need to also perfect would be exiting at the highest point. This most of the time I have a tendency to exit at the first run, not realizing there could be another wave. So I think that an indicator that best measures that would be the Elliott wave. But I just want to stick to what I have here, which is the Bollinger Band, and I've been using this for years, and I'm already comfortable. That's why I just want to have consistency in using it, and eventually, there's no right or wrong indicator, for as long as you practice using that and stick to it, and then it will just simplify your trades and your outlook day in and day out. Let's talk about ICT. ICT over here, we are still considered the resistance level, because there's still one over here. Okay, so this is still a resistance area. So just be extra careful, just in case probably 130 is not broken, then we could see a retracement or a pullback before it continues to move higher. But it looks like ICT, for how many months now, since the start of the pandemic last year to this day, the bullish sentiment is still on. It's not stopping, you guys. So maybe something to look into in the long term. So maybe it could go higher even. But make sure that if you are going to enter at this point, your outlook is on a longer horizon. Because overall, if I am to choose like different stocks to trade, I will not trade this, because this is already on the expensive side, and we're talking about trading, not investing. So, but then again, if you are an investor, your outlook is 5-10 years even, so you wouldn't really mind the small variance or difference in the price. So when it dips, just in case it dips, then you can just buy some more. That's how an investor thinks. Now let's take a look at video. I think I'm looking at video really on the bullish side, even though it ended red today, but more of a a position trader's mindset. This is already a cheap level, and a small difference in the price should not really be highly impacting. But then again, if you want to be on the conservative side, you may want to put your order right at the MA20 line, and then if it gets hit, then good job. If it's not, then you can make that rule. I only want to enter if it touches 103.42, and if it's not going to touch that level, then I move forward and look for another entry or another stock to trade or invest in. So you have a different view there. Overall, I'd like to say that this is still a very cheap area to accumulate in, right? Because potentially after it touches the 103.42 or 103.50, it is going to indeed go higher and higher. But overall, guys, the reason why um, I'm on the conservative side in my outlook overall in the Philippine market, because there's really not much action most of the time in the past how many days or even months now. The sentiment is really going down. So I I am striking a balance between cryptocurrency. I am using Binance for my cryptocurrency trades. I use eToro for all my trades in the US market, and I am very active in both. And whatever I have invested in the Philippine market, I just let it stay there. Some are green, some are not good, but overall, uh, my portfolio is still okay, on the healthy side, because prior to the decline, I've been cashing out uh, some of the gains, but overall, the amount that I have deposited has already grown. So technically, even if it's a red right now, it's technically still a gain because I have cashed out some of them, hence the increased value in the portfolio overall. So, just in case you want to try out the US market, okay, you want to start trading the US market and you want to know the ins and outs, I actually have a video also here. It's one of the highly viewed videos that I have. How to buy and sell stocks in eToro. I have that here. Just sort my videos and you'll find it. And I have also a link in case you want to try it out. A link to eToro, so you can start trading. Okay, I'll put that in the description as well. Let's talk about ACEN. ACEN is giving you guys a chance. It's touching the MA20 line. Overall, I have high confidence in ACEN because of the background and the business model. Look at that. Foreign buying is there, present. Um, we're very near the MA20 line, so two things can happen here, right? This could be a sign that you have already a higher low. This was your low. When it declined, it's higher. But then again, you're not out of the woods yet, because when it increased, the high created a lower high. So let me just do this instead. I'd like to plot it this way so that uh, you have a triangle there. So here's your trigger. If you're simply trading, right? Because I'm sure if your outlook is for investing, you wouldn't mind the difference. But for traders out there who would like to seek advice, if you want to enter right at the MA20 line, make sure you cut your loss early. Okay? Stop loss, cutting losses will only work if you're able to do that early. So if you're able to repeat the same process, right? Even if you only have 50-50 accuracy rate, but each time you are incorrect, you exit the trade early, and then each time you are right, you exit at its maximum potential. So even if the ratio of accuracy is 50-50 against your incorrect trades, you're still profitable, because each time you are profitable, you exit at higher profit, and each time you lose in small amounts because you're able to exit really early. So see the difference. Stopping your losses or cutting your loss will only work if you're able to do it fast and losing small amounts. So as you can see right here, you can probably set your stop loss 2 to 3% below your entry level, and your entry level should be as near as you can to the support area. So it's really critical that you have to spot the support first before you take action. So right here, for instance, two ways to look at it. Right now, you can already identify that, and let's say you want to enter at the MA20 line. Whatever happens, if it touches MA20, you enter. But some people would like to seek confirmation. They want to see a green first before they enter. Still your call. Provided you stick to that, and then if you decide to cut your loss 2 to 3% lower than your entry level, then you have to stick to it. That way you should be able to manage your loss right there. However, if you are an investor, let's say you're not able to do it early, and then it goes lower, even lower. Since you're a full-time or you're a long-term investor, if it declines, then you just have to add more. Okay. Let's talk about PHA. PHA or Premier Horizon. This for me is a bounce. This is a good opportunity now. Look at that. The stock has already declined significantly, and then after that there was a sideways. It moved sideways, and then that's actually our opportunity to accumulate. Normally, when we decline, we see something like this: decline, sideways, and then recover. It looks like that's what we are going to anticipate right here. We are going to see a possible bounce now, and once we trigger the upper Bollinger Band, pair that with the right volume. Right now, it's not very glaring as of yet, but if you're to zoom in, there's a difference in the volume. Previously, in the past how many days, it's just very, very minimal, and then the volume against the past how many days is technically double the volume or even more, right? Imagine this versus this. This is like 200% gain in terms of the volume. So what are we anticipating? Yeah, I'm looking at a possible continuation. So just in case the market gives you a chance very near the MA20, that's of course the best entry right there. Get in as near as you can to the MA20 line, because of course there could be a chance, because sometimes you have long wicks like this, right? When you say wick, this one over here, at one point within the day, the price touched this level, and then on the same day as well, it managed to move higher. That's why you won't see the body of the candlestick forming in this area, because at one point it just passed by that level. So that's the possibility that we want to entertain. That's why it's best that you put in at the support area, because sometimes it gets revisited. Okay, let's talk about Converge. Converge is still, I'm seeing a resistance right at the level where it is at. So just be extra careful. Also, we're very near the peak. Next, possibly this level or this level. You have to look back, because this is the, I think, all-time high right here. So just be extra careful. That's your resistance. If that gets broken, so good job. It will continue to move higher and higher. But in case it doesn't, then your next support will be right over here, 1842. That's the nearest. Or 1855. You have your resistance here, and then your MA20 right here, so that could be something. Okay. TEL. Oh, good job. That's a 4.52%. Given that this is PLDT, volume wise, we're talking about big volume every single day. Okay, so that's why a 4% increase is something to celebrate in a day when you talk about TEL. Okay, volume is also picking up, right? So that's one thing I'm saying here. Flat while we are still on a decline, and then all of a sudden there's a shift in the volume. Okay, also the position is very nice. Why am I saying that? This has been respecting the downtrend channel for the longest time. You started triggering it, but there was a retest at that level, and then today was the perfect entry. I'd say this is not, you're not too late. You're still within the game. So I'm pegging halfway. You can enter. Probably 1264. That could be a good entry price. You are just really, really early right here. Okay. Let's just hope it doesn't break this level anymore because, yeah, the scary part there is if it starts to decline, we don't know if there's if this is short lived. I myself cannot detect that. So it could recover, it could continue, yes. But if you're a trader, I suggest don't expect like 20%, 30% gain in just a span of a week. That doesn't happen to tell. As you can see, it only moves in small tranches, small candlesticks, because that's the nature of this stock. Really, market cap, look at that, the market cap is in the billions level. So that's why it's really hard to move. Okay. Um, for Meg, we're still red, although we're very near the oversold. But then again, we're still triggering the lower band, and as I mentioned previously and multiple times already, when we start triggering the Bollinger Band in either sides, and there's still volume, there's still selling pressure, so that means there could be a continuation. So just be extra careful on that. 299 is our, or 297. That will be the next possible support I'm looking at. Yes, there could be a chance that will be revisited. Also, foreign buying is here already here, so maybe if you could just put your, let's say, order right here and wait for long wicks to touch it. Otherwise, maybe you have to wait a few days or even weeks for the price to revisit that level. Okay. MBT, okay, we had a flat, it's 0%, and we're here at the MA20 line. I'm not expecting a lot. We could be revisiting the next support back right here. So I'm just preparing myself because I have MBT myself. So I'm just prepared. I'm prepared for this stock to just revisit this area, but I think this is already okay. Look at that. We're still at a very, very cheap level for this stock. And if it goes higher and higher, we still have that wiggle room right there. So much potential. 97 was the highest before, right? And we're only around 50% of that. So more to come. One of the most stable stocks in the country, and this also gives out good dividend. So while the price is low and it's giving us this rate, then that's a good one. And if eventually it recovers and it increases its cash dividend, then that now, I mean, your situation at that point then would be, you will have a high dividend yield for your investment in MBT. So if you get to catch it at a low level and then it improves, then that's the best setup right there. Okay. SMPH. Okay, look at that. Still on the red. Still respecting this downtrend channel over here. So yeah, nothing. Not a good story here. So expect that it could most likely touch this level. Okay, the 33.95 level. I want to open this dividend, and how do I open this? So near. There. 0.08. Not that much. Okay, fine. Let's go back. So 33.95, that is your possible support. Okay. Let's talk about Dito. Still flat? Darn it. Okay, so still support. giving you guys a chance to enter at this level. So I hope you have the patience, guys. Okay, so this talk now is just for long-term players, and the long-term investors are actually celebrating at this point because this is an accumulation phase, giving everyone a chance to enter at a cheaper level. Your trigger is when your insiders start to buy. That's your trigger. All right, that has been proven during this period when all of the majority of the big players, even Dennis Way, started selling. And this happened. So now, if they start entering again, you enter because chances are next steps would be a rally to the upside. Okay, so I think that is it this evening, you guys. Thank you very much for watching. Try to click the link below for my eToro referral link just in case you want to decide to trade the US market. Go ahead and try it out. Um, if you have questions, feel free to drop a comment, and your requests, drop a comment as well, so I can prioritize and answer those in my next video tomorrow. In the meantime, thank you guys for watching, and bye bye.